spill at a facility owned by MPDS.
Chairman took a tour of the area to see things for himself. That's what happened. We even went to another spillage site in Ogali too. The facility belongs to MPDC. Where the pipe busted. There was a tear on the pipe. Every spill everywhere. Still in Ogali. Yeah, the community rep has informed the MPDC people, but they have not come. They have not responded till now.
Now, elsewhere, some commercial drivers in Rivers State have threatened to protest if the Obiakpo local government task force continues to collect ticker money from them. The president of the Urban Drivers Welfare Association Rivers State, Lekia Isaac, said they will also write to the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, the State Revenue Board, and the Commissioner of Police, Olubenga Adeboju, to address the issue. Mr. Isaac spoke on Nigeria Info FM's Morning Crossfire.
If nothing changes, we are going to protest. Number one, we are going to write to the governor of the state, the Board of Internal Revenue, and the Commissioner of Police in the state to take note, even the activities of his men aiding this thing in the state.
Meanwhile, the chairman of Obiakpo local government area, Chijioke Ihunwo, has denied issuing an appointment letter to Akinsumi Akitunde as a tax officer for the council. Mr. Ihunwo, in an interview with correspondent Mekotoka, said he has not authorized any individual or group to collect ticket levies from motorists on behalf of the local government. He condemned the activities of hoodlums operating around Rumokoro, Rumosi, and Eleme Junction, who pose as revenue agents to harass motorists and business operators.
I am surprised the person who was later that I gave them a family that the Yoruba, I don't even know the person I've not met him before. Why people will just and start harassing people? And let me tell you, I go to the same place where they will start doing that kind of thing. Because we know that to do Rumokoro, Rumosi, and Eleme Junction, there are people who claim that we give them appointment later and they keep harassing people that they should report those people to my office. Or stay with them and call my number so I will come and pick them up. But I want to appeal to people who are locally to that. My interest is to protect their business and not to destroy their business. I've said it before.
He also announced that the council will begin a crackdown on such individuals starting next week. He said the revenue collection has been reduced by 50%.
But from Monday, whoever will get to arrest the person. So I want to appeal to the public that they should really report anybody. I've said it before. I will crack down all the revenue by 50%. So we have revenue collectors genuinely appointed by the council, not us who are really constituting. So I want to appeal to the public that if you patient with us, we are going to figure this criminal element amongst who are claiming that we get our payment later.
Now recall that Akinsumi Akitunde had alleged that the chairman of Obiakpo local government area, Chijioke Ihunwo, gave him an operational letter to collect ticket levies from motorists on behalf of the council. Still to come, federal government to introduce new basic education model. Stay with us. You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The head of communications for Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHED, Olubukola Ileware, has debunked claims that staff members of the company are involved in the vandalism of electrical equipment in the state. She said this during an interview with our correspondent after staff members of the PHED were allegedly harassed by security personnel in Ozwoba for attempting to steal items from transformers. Mrs. Ileware explained that some of those involved in the act impersonate PHED employees, while some are former staff members with knowledge of electricity.
Our staff do not vandalize. However, I also know, and we also know that we have people that would always impersonate. We have ex-staff. We have people that have worked in the organization that know or have a knowledge about electricity. And usually some of these people can actually connive with community members. But our appeal to people is that if you have your evidence, please bring them forward. Our organization frowns at anything of such and we do not condone it. But if you feel strongly that a PHED staff is involved, please provide the evidence and we will investigate and deal with that person appropriately.
Now, the Trade Union Congress TUC has threatened to go on strike if the federal government does not rescind its recent approval for the 50% increase in telecommunications tariff. The president of the TUC, Festus Osifo, made this known in a television interview on Thursday. It followed its National Administrative Council meeting earlier in the day, where the TUC president condemned the proposed tariff hike, saying that it is not only ill-timed, but also a deliberate act of economic oppression against Nigerians.
On behalf of the Congress, strongly advises the government to refrain from introducing policies that will further exacerbate the current economic hardship faced by hardworking Nigerians. If the administration insists on implementing these policies, the TUC will have no choice but to mobilize the working class, civil society, and the oppressed masses for a nationwide action.
Now, the House of Representatives Constitution Review Committee has proposed creating 31 additional states in addition to the country's 36 existing states. In a letter read by the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kallo, the committee proposed additional 6 new states in the North Central, 4 in the Northeast, 5 in the Northwest, 5 in the South-South, 7 in the Southwest, and 5 in the Southeast. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, has revealed plans to introduce a compulsory 12-year uninterrupted basic education model, scrapping the junior secondary school and senior secondary schools in the country. Dr. Alausa revealed this on Thursday in Abuja during the 2025 Extraordinary National Council on Education meeting. He said they are seeking the abolition of the 6-3-3-4 education system and replacing it with a 12-4 system.
It is crucial to ensure that Nigeria's education system meets the diverse needs of our children and prepares them for the future challenges. Now, some of the issues that informed the convening of this extraordinary National Council of Education meeting will focus on 4 key areas. Introduction of the 12-year basic education in Nigeria education system.
The minister said that by incorporating secondary education into basic education, students will benefit from uninterrupted learning up to the age of 16. He said they are now seeking the approval of the National Council on Education (NCE) to officially adopt 16 years as the minimum entry age requirement into the country's tertiary institutions. He said the new policy is in line with global best practices and will also reduce dropout rates by eliminating financial and systemic barriers that currently prevent students from completing secondary education. The NCE is the highest policy-making body in the education sector. We go on another short commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the news.
I wish you happy birthday.
tripled down on his plan to take over Gaza over recent days. President Trump says Israel would hand Gaza over to the U.S. after fighting with Hamas ends, despite it having no legal authority to do so. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been meeting with U.S. Senate leaders in Washington, D.C. this week amid a major warming of ties between the White House and Israel. The Prime Minister says no U.S. troops would be needed under the plan. That's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at major stories. Police have arrested 7 suspects over killing of 7 people in Obele community. LG oversight visit of Ogojumbo-led Rivers Assembly has been criticized. Residents are still in danger as the oil spill fire rages on in Bukuma, River State. The House of Representatives has proposed 31 additional states. The federal government has revealed plans to introduce a new 12-year basic education model. And on the foreign scene, Israel and the U.S. are strengthening ties in Washington amid Gaza plan controversy. The news was edited by Chioma Eziwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyele. Many thanks for listening.